Welcome back. 5:51 is the time. Jen just told you the temperatures are heating up this weekend. We'll probably see a good steady triple digits. That means your pools are warming up. A lot of people will be jumping back in them along with their children. And so this morning I'm joined by someone who's going to talk a little bit about pool safety, Ben Burgess. He is with Inland Empire Pool Guard. Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Dan.
All right, let's get right to it and talk about pool safety, because every year you hear it around the nation. We definitely hear it here in the Valley. There's always a tragic story about a little one who drowns in someone's pool or hot tub just because the parents maybe looked the other way or didn't have the right safety device. So why don't you give them some tips this morning to remind parents on how to be safe around the pool? What's the first thing we should do?
Basically, supervision is the number one thing you can always do, but supervision is something that has to be absolute, and sometimes we get distracted. So it's important to have fallbacks, a good blanket of security. We like to call that layering of the pool area. Not only keep the doors locked and the side gates, make sure they're closing as well, but go ahead and invest in one of 6 different items for keeping your pool safe.
I like number 2 here, Ben, and a lot of parents probably don't know it. CPR. Classes, I believe, are free, right?
Absolutely. CPR is important, as well as knowing who's in your backyard. Sometimes neighborhood kids can sneak into the backyard or just wander in. It's usually kids under 5 that are most prone.
All right, the fencing issue. I know your company installs the fencing. A lot of folks have that have kids, but they pull it down when they entertain with adults and have parties because they want the backyard to look nice. They don't want that fence up, but they should always keep that fence up for the kids, right?
They should always put it back up, and quite honestly, a lot of parents tell me that they're most worried, or they find out that they're most worried during barbecues. They always assume that someone else is watching the kids. So it's important that if you do have a party and take down the fence, that it's important that someone's designated as watching all the children, if not the parents of each child.
Ben, there's a lot of devices out there. I've done reports over the years here in the desert that can keep the kids safe. They have that little turtle, the kids wear the bracelet, and there's the monitor inside or near the parent if they're sitting outside. If it gets wet, it beeps. There's those motion detectors that sit on the water. There's, of course, the alarms on your sliding doors. What do you find are some of the safest ones out there that you guys recommend for parents to use, besides the fencing, obviously, and just keeping your doors locked and shut?
I like to recommend things that are a little bit more of a sure thing than just an alarm going off. Either a pool cover, a pool net, pool fence, which comes in 2 different forms, either wrought iron or removable pool fences as well. And it's important always to, like I said, keep supervision going. But the reality is that, at least 1 or 2 of those items should be taken into consideration. Maybe a door alarm, maybe a high lock out of the reach of children. Remember, children at that young age are investigating and running around the house, and it's hard to keep track of them.
All right, Ben Burgess, Inland Empire Pool Guard. Thank you very much for coming in this morning. Some great advice. Hopefully parents listen to that this morning and will heed your advice. Again, if you want more details on getting a big fence around the pool, which is obviously the best thing because then they can't even get close to the water, for those removable fences, you can give them a call. Right there's their website and their phone number. Ben, thank you much. Have a safe summer out there.
Thank you, Dan.
All right, take care. 5:54 is the time. We'll get you caught up on all the day's top stories and your weather when we return after the break. Don't go away.